On the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Today we're discussing is bigger.
Whereas, that's right, I used the word whereas. Whereas most macro breweries started out making the regular version of their flagship beer, then scaled the recipe back later on to make a light version, craft brewers generally make a beer, often an IPA, then later on make a double or sometimes triple or quadruple or quintuple version of it. We have a few examples today of a pale ale or IPA and the scaled up version of it. We'll taste each pair blind. That's right, blind drunk. And the co-hosts will see if they can determine which is which, and more importantly, which is better.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Welcome, everyone. Here we are, the Suds team. Yay, Team Suds.
Go Team Suds.
Go Suds.
No?
Here we are again.
Man. Well, here we are with another Suds segment where we don't see the world through rose-colored glasses. We see it through beer goggles. Remember those?
Explains so much about my life.
Doesn't it, though? And based on what I'm looking at right now, I think mine must be broken.
Oh, snap.
For the record, I am seated across from good old Gal
Don't worry,
Juliana.
she was looking at all of us.
Actually, I was looking to the right, but anyways, I'm one of your hosts, good old Gal Juliana, and joining me today at the table is good old Boy Kendall.
Good day. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow, that sounded fake.
What?
My name
Entirely
is Kendall.
too.
I'm a model.
That's-
My favorite part of my body is my broad shoulders.
They are
Wow,
very
you haven't
broad.
played that one in a while.
That's honesty. It's honesty.
I really am excited to be here.
Good old Boy Sparky. Hello.
Hey, I finally got here because I followed some shiny objects, and we're back. Yeah,
We left a trail of breadcrumbs for Sparky.
Shiny.
And some
breadcrumbs.
Ooh, piece
Yeah.
of candy.
Does
candy.
does that make him Hansel or Gretel? And which one of you is the?
We'll find out by the end, my friend.
Let's call him Gransel.
Good old Boy Drew. Hi.
Hi.
We've missed you.
It has been some time. You don't have to lie to me.
Whatever, dude. Good old Boy Dave. Hi.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, good times.
And great oldies.
Feeling the energy today. All
Lots
of it.
of
It's
lots
great.
of energy.
No, I'm super happy these guys are here.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of am, I guess.
Wow. Okay. You know, at Sips, Suds, and Smokes, we are dedicated to solving the great mysteries of life. And there are many. Today we're going to dive into that age-old question. And for those of you that couldn't understand the ogre that we have hiding in the garage, is bigger better? And if it is, how much better is bigger? Good old boy Dave, why don't you tell us what we're doing today?
That's very big.
Whereas, that's right, I used the word whereas. Whereas most macro breweries started out making the regular version of their flagship beer, then scaled the recipe back later on to make a light version, craft brewers generally make a beer, often an IPA, then later on make a double or sometimes triple or quadruple or quintuple version of it. I've seen it, folks. It's out there. The truth is out there. We have a few examples today of a pale ale or IPA and the scaled up version of it. We'll taste each pair blind. That's right, blind drunk. And the co-hosts will see if they can determine which is which, and more importantly, which is better. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
No one is ready for this.
Well, they're ready. They're ready. Well, we've designated the pairs of beers, A through D. Okay. And once the good old boys have discussed and rated each pair, I will reveal who they are and what they are.
So, guys, let me just brace you for something. A through C are pretty normal, but D's nuts.
Yeah.
See. Yeah. See what you did there.
Yeah, go ahead. Give yourself
But this is all beer, though, right? We're not talking. We don't have seltzers
Kendall.
or
No.
Kendall.
Yeah, there's no
or-
triple seltzer.
Kendall.
No.
Kendall, sweet, innocent Kendall.
Welcome to his house of pain.
You agreed to come here.
Yeah, you showed up. We
Yeah.
locked the door, by the way, just so.
I wondered what was going on there. That's a little sketchy, but also not out of the ordinary.
Yes.
All right.
My plants will protect us. No, I'm
She was digging in the garden earlier.
just preparing.
I'm going to show you boys the backyard.
Stranger danger.
Just, you
Michael
know,
Jackson, Bill Cosby.
building some draining trenches.
Oh, that's.
Nothing.
I just saw Arsenic and Old Lace last week.
Oh, what a great play.
Did
talking
you?
about
Or
digging
movie.
digging up trenches. That was a fun little play.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Cary Grant was amazing in that.
All right. Moving on. Good old boy Sparky, why don't you give us the SUDS ratings for this great episode?
We'll be discussing and rating these, whatever they are, with these SUDS ratings plus our signature belching sounds.
They're all beer, probably.
Oh, man. Here are those ratings now. 1. That sucks. Give me anything but a Bud or a Bud Heavy. Which is it? Number 2. Was that a belch or a verp? 3. Ah, what a relief. 4. A body really should not make that sound. 5. Listen to that hang time. Give me another, or a triple.
That was well done, Sparky.
Yay. Very good. Okay. Let's get to the first pair.
I'm excited.
This really looks like a perfect pair. I've just been kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
A lot to process here.
You know,
Color's a match.
interesting while we're
They do.
on this subject today, I was at a beer share yesterday and somebody asked me if anybody made a quadruple IPA and, you know, what the difference between a triple and a double or a quadruple would be. And I thought to myself was, you know, probably just an exponential decrease in my enjoyment, perhaps. I don't know.
Just a little less balance the more you go.
Well, very appropriate that we, ask about this. Okay. So nice, classy, goldeny color,
Any initial impressions, Kendall?
Getting a lot of citrus, piney, typical what I would expect from an IPA or even a good pale ale off the front on the aroma.
Plenty of grain off of both, too.
Mm-hmm.
Does one taste bigger than the other?
I would say the second one personally, but that might just be me. Maybe it's just the extra IBUs.
Yeah. I think number 2, it tastes fuller to me.
Okay.
A little more mouthfeel and a little more bitterness.
What about you, Sparkles?
Yeah, I think I'm going to say, too, I wish I had something to kind of rinse my mouth out with between the two.
I'm
like
rinsing with number
goldfish.
1.
Huh?
I'm rinsing with number 1.
Is that your...
yeah.
That's your
I'm
tactic.
actually using it for aftershave.
Wait, you are
and it-
talking about number 1, the beer, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry.
Foreshadowing.
You're in trouble.
Wow.
Don't make me laugh when I have a mouthful of beer.
Yeah, number 2 is definitely the boozier, heavier
Okay.
of these two.
Would you be able to
iterations.
regionalize? You know, would you want to throw a dart at where you would expect this to be from?
Where you think these beers were birthed?
Yeah.
Colorado.
Okay.
I'm
That's
saying upper
interesting.
Midwest.
Okay. Upper
A
Midwest.
place that makes IPAs.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty accurate.
Very
Wait, like real IPA
dodgy, but
or
clever.
pseudo IPA?
Are you in a relationship? Have you been ever employed as an attorney or? Yeah.
I like
Okay,
this.
well, is
Would you
it
like to defer on that? And
For this time, yes.
is it safe to say? Wow. Is it safe to say that one of these is dankier than the other?
I mean, the second one I feel is more dank than the first.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's
Okay.
more
A lot
of
of that.
everything.
Okay,
It's-
but I also think it's like a little bit more alcohol-y too,
Oh, sure.
right?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the legs on it, I mean, it's definitely producing a lot more booze.
Yeah.
Okay. So, which of these do you like better?
That's a good question.
I mean, I would go with the first one, quite frankly, because I don't know, like to your point, you drink a quad and then you hate your life and you're kind of in a coma on the couch for the next 3 hours. What have I done with my life? I can't feel my molars. What's happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. If I wanted to drink two of these, I would definitely go for number one. But I'm enjoying the bigness and the flavor of number
Yeah.
two. And if I just wanted one beer for the evening, I might go with that.
Gotcha.
Okay, Kendall,
Gotcha.
that's happened in your life. Never.
I will
No,
also
that
say
does.
that these after having the second one, the first one does seem lesser in comparison. Just looking at it in the moment.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What about you, Juliana?
Yeah, I'm going to be going with number one. I just number two is great, but I'm getting into. I think maybe weather related. I'm getting into something that's a little bit lighter.
Ooh.
And so I'm feeling like I would go for A before I would go for B. Like to me, B is a little bit more winter, a little bit more
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
fuller.
definitely fair.
Yeah, I want to spend some time out in the snow. I'm going to have number two to fortify myself
gosh,
and
yes.
pass out in
Yeah.
a snowdrift.
Right.
But
right.
if it's one and I'm wearing plaid
I think
shorts,
you should be careful if you're going to take a number two on a snowdrift.
Well, I think we've been there. We've all been there.
We've all had to do
Yes.
what we've had to do.
Yeah, I can see the
Yeah.
seasonality of
Does
these.
that-
To me, the second one is definitely one I would like on a cold night.
Yeah.
Which one would you like? What would you pair these with, like food wise?
First one's more delicate. I would enjoy it something that has more delicate flavors. I would say the second one would be something I would have to do bigger, bolder, just for it
I
to
would.
stand
Yeah,
out.
I was going to say.
Just
I think
on principle.
the second one would soak up some spice a little
Yeah,
bit better.
chicken.
I was
So-
thinking it could also for me it would be something I'd like it just with a big burger,
Yeah.
to
I was gonna say-
counteract all that fat.
Yeah.
and
I've been messing around a lot with a griddle recently, and I would like to get some nice spicy sausages and caramelized onions. And
Yeah.
throw
Yeah.
that in there,
yeah,
and then
something like sausages,
yes,
something like.
And I think
that
both of
work
these would go
nice.
great with it. I would only have one of number two, but many of number ones. They would all be bad decisions, but they would just and maybe some spicy mustard to go with those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
sausages.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like to me, one is kind of all American and then B is a little bigger, bolder.
Okay.
Well, we'll be back with
Love
our
that.
intro in just a second. Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
So today's discussion is one of those age-old questions.
Do we have to listen to that the whole episode?
It wasn't
Yes.
supposed to be funny the first time, but
you
I still
definitely
laughed.
have to now that
Sorry.
you've asked.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. So is bigger better? Okay. So before the break, we tasted A. And what we're doing with A is we're doing two versions of A. One may be bigger, one may be smaller. And we're trying to determine which one would be best. In the case of A, it's safe to say that number one, we enjoy currently better than number two. Okay. If we were to rate number one, what would we rate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good solid 4. Very good. Okay. And then if we were to rate number two,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
okay,
not?
we're going to rate it 4 as well because it is really good.
well, they can both be
for-
fours,
yeah,
but we can still
sure,
prefer
sure.
one over the other.
Yeah, I would have one of the boozy number twos.
Okay, so just so we recap real quick. So we think that 2 is bigger than is the bigger one, but we kind of prefer number 1. Okay.
Okay.
And we think they're both a
Juliana
4.
got into. They're both good beers, and
Yeah.
depending on where you're at, what you're
Situational.
eating, what the temperature is, I could go with either one of these beers, but there's going to be a lot of factors that are going to make me decide.
Sure, but yet they're both solid. I mean,
good beers.
any day of the week, I would drink. Depending on season, I would drink these. So the first one, number 1, was made in 2002. That's when it came out, and it's 6.5%.
It's aged really well, though.
It has a
Right?
21 years old, man.
Yeah, it hasn't
Man,
fallen
those
off at all.
Pretty amazing.
hops are amazing.
And then the second one was released in 2022, and it's 9% ABV. Drew,
Whip it out.
yeah, whip it out. Dup, dup, dup.
Oh,
Double Dales.
And for those of you that can't see, we're dealing with
shotgun.
Dale's Pale Ale and Double Dales. Yes. So, how cool is that?
Hey, I said Colorado.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
I had a
right in the
sneaky
pocket.
suspension. I wasn't going to call it, but at an event recently, I got to taste the Double Dales for the first time, and I really liked it. I mean, I would not want a beer that big all the time, but it's a good big beer.
Yeah.
And it's weird that it's like a double pale ale.
And how many double pails do you see? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know what I mean?
No, everybody wants to go
Wait,
IPA.
Hang on. Doesn't the can say Imperial IPA?
Does it?
It does say Imperial Double Dales.
That's
American
weird. Okay,
Double.
well.
So the other
IPA.
one is not Dale's Pale. It is Dale's IPA. It's a new brand too.
Oh, well then there you go.
So
we got tricked.
Well, they've expanded the whole Dale's line now.
Oh.
They're Voodoo Rangering it.
Oh. Okay.
There's multiple
There you
Dales
go.
out
So
there.
Dale's IPA and Double Dale's Imperial IPA. Okay. Well,
But really one of the OGs.
It really is. If
Yeah.
you look at the Dale's Pale Ale, probably one of the first really great beers in a can too.
I think it was the first.
That's exactly right.
One that was so
you know
great.
your
Those
history.
on rivers.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Okay.
pretty cool. Okay.
Cool.
Well,
Good job, Dale.
yeah.
Colorado, for the record.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to B.
Okay.
Okay. We have 2 beers from B. And what do we think of B?
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
They are pretty close. I mean, one definitely has more booze, at least on the back of my mouth. And I'm just going to be real. I'm just not a. Okay.
Just
Our
just say
first round. What a balanced and beer that I can see through. These, I'm just not a fan of this style, and
Kind
I
of
know
a
that
hazy
goes.
boy?
Yeah, I know that goes against everything that America and marketing and humanity has ever stood for. But
Merc.
Give me your wrists.
yeah,
I will smack it.
Okay, all right, we got this. And yeah, so I appreciate these beers. I get it, but at the same time, like. I thought the first 2 were so balanced. You could really get a malt, like the backbone off of it. You could really feel that. Like there was a lot of thought and intentionality put into it. These are just kind of like, here's the hops. Go for it, kids.
Yeah, it's all hops.
Yeah.
But to contrast Sparky, I dig the style when it's made pretty well, and I'm kind of enjoying these. I think 2, I'm getting definitely a little more alcohol, a little more body, and the hop aroma is slightly different too. I'm picking up a little more what I would call the dankness. I'm still getting some of that fruitiness, but number 2 is all fruitiness, a little citrus, a little tropical, very fruit forward, not getting any dank.
Are you saying you're getting more booze off of 1 or 2?
I'm getting more booze off of B1.
Oh, same here. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're on the same
What
page.
about you, Drew?
I'm going to agree with Kendall and Sparky in the assessments of the booze levels. I'm going to agree with Kendall on the enjoyment of the beer style and point out that ultimately it is, again, very subjective as we're evaluating. I think I would have rather had these before the other ones. Personally, I find the hops to be a little more delicate and the flavors to be a little more delicate. The boozy, malty backbone that Sparky loves, which I also love, almost obliterates some of the more delicate citrus notes. I don't know.
No, I get that.
I could see drinking several number 2s and be okay. But I don't think I could make it through a lot of number ones.
And this one is a lot of it's situational for me. So, am I gonna want a big old school caramelly bitter IPA, or am I gonna want something that's lighter? You know, the hazier, the fruitier. So it's really going to depend. But in this one, I'm always going to go with B2, the lighter one. I do not like big ABV hazies. Once you get over 7%, they start getting really sweet, almost cloying.
Yeah, almost like they have to use a boatload of lactose.
Yeah, and when you get into double and triple hazies, I just don't do it. But
Yeah,
if you
that's
keep
a really great
if you
point,
keep it
Kendall.
below 7, from 5 to 7, they're perfect.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's a really great point. Yeah, I think I can handle that, but I think the boozier they get, I've gotten headaches many times.
Well, they
after
start to
drinking.
wear on your palate,
Yeah,
and
I
it
just-
just becomes a chore.
I drink a whole can of
Yeah.
a 9% double, even maybe call it a triple hazy, and I'm full. I don't want anything else.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Is they're very filling.
Much sugar, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's weird because I always can kind of feel it in the back of my head, and I always I get more prone to headaches in that. But the lower ABV, I can enjoy the floral citrusy, just the hops just really kind of come through.
Shake my hips just a little bit more.
Oh my God.
What do you think, Juliana?
Well, yeah, this one is like night and day to me, and I like 1 as well. I have a feeling that 1 is the
B1 or B2?
Hold on. Yeah.
or sorry, the B2 is the
The one you prefer?
versus B1.
Okay.
B1 is a little bit more
Just more.
It's dry.
It's
It
more.
kind of wicks it all away, and then you really appreciate the flavor of the hops.
Yeah, and maybe I'm coming around to the fact that I want to taste my hops, but not be like
Abused,
overly
physically abused by them.
Yeah, exactly. I almost feel like with B1, it's just an assault on the senses, and I can't. If there's more than one hop, I can't tell. And it's just too much. It's excessive. And I don't want that.
Okay, so which one do we think is the regular version, and which one is the bigger version?
2 is the regular, in my opinion, and
B2
1 is
is regular.
the
Yep.
the beast mode.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
B2.
2 for sure.
The regular version.
I'll
Yeah.
drink 2.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 times. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, I've got a pretty good idea.
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're drinking.
Sure. So
Keep my mouth shut.
I think we all know.
B1 is 8.2% ABV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big beer.
And B2 is.
And then B2
about
Is
is
six-
always in my sister-in-law's
6.5 or something?
refrigerator every time. Every
Is
time I go to
6.
her house,
Yeah.
she's got that.
That's a
Yeah.
good sweet spot.
That's
6%.
a great ABV. Like
Yeah.
6
It
for
is.
an IPA.
Yeah.
6%. It's not too boozy. It's bigger than like a session beer, so
What-
it can handle all the extra hop flavor or whatever, right? But it's not
For a
just
hazy.
driving you.
See, here's the
down.
thing.
Yeah.
6% I think is a sweet spot for hazies. 7 is where I want my clear IPAs.
Gotcha.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I think Two Hearted is right around 7-ish, 7.2,
Yeah.
and it's to me that's the
Then
sweet
that's
spot.
Because it's got the
Yeah.
malt bill to kind of back that up a little bit.
I
too.
wish we could get fresh Two-Hearted here. Like, it's all over the board. Sometimes you find it fresh here, and sometimes
Yeah.
you don't. But God, when that stuff is fresh and
Well, Drew enjoys
so good.
Two Hearted that was sitting in my closet at room temperature for like a year and a half. So
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
There was
and he poured in a storm.
Two Hearted is a delicious beer.
It really is.
if it's that well made, it's that well made. All right. So how would we rate B1?
no, 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, 3. We're gonna
Yeah.
rate it a 3.
I'm confused. Yeah, I'm going.
B1,
I'll go with-
we're going with a
Okay.
3.
Backwards.
Now B2 is okay. Is a 4. All right.
But there's with
Okay.
the 5 outlier.
All right,
Okay.
You're confusing me now because we don't know if 1 or 2 is white or what. So.
Exactly.
So B2 is the original,
There it is.
and B1 is the double version of this. What we're talking about, folks, is a local brewery, Bearded Iris, and it is Homestyle and double Homestyle. So the one that we enjoyed is the original Homestyle, and the one that was a little bit more is the double Homestyle. And then we couldn't find it, but there is a triple Homestyle available as well
Which
from
is
time to time.
about half as good as the double.
Which
bet
is
it'll
just
get you drunk.
outrageous.
It's
Yeah.
It's like malt liquor, dude.
I've never really enjoyed the double, but I like Homestyle, and I got to say, this Homestyle is drinking as good as it's ever been.
Yeah.
It really is,
I
man.
think they've really nailed this, and they're really getting
Yep.
consistent.
Yeah.
They've
It's-
been making it for years, but this is really
well,
drinking
even as they've
nicely.
been scaling it up too, they're still like hitting it all the time, and
With
it's
this-
got Drew's favorite hop in it.
And what Pep Talk is another one of theirs, like
Yeah.
for their Pilsner and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like every time I go to my sister-in-law's, she's always got this fresh in her, and she's always like, and I never can say no. She's like, "Do you want one?" Yes.
Can we all
Right.
go to
How
your
could you-
sister-in-law's house?
Yeah, come on. She
Yeah,
lives in my neighborhood now.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
do it.
Yeah.
Field trip.
But nice to know that. I remember in the beginning when Homestyle first came out, and it was the queen of the ball. Like
A
everyone,
revelation.
right?
Can I
Everyone
have some
wanted
more
it.
of whatever
When,
beer is available.
Back in the day when it had stickers on the can.
I'll take even more of the double. I don't care.
Look at that nice printed can.
Yeah,
Our boys are all grown up.
they are. They are.
I don't want. Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I think now is
it
story time.
Oh, story time with Uncle Sparky. Yay.
Here we go.
All right, guys. France's Guardian of Champagne destroyed 2,300 cans of Miller High Life, the Champagne of beers. The Guardians of France's prize champagne industry ordered that some 2,352 cans of Miller High Life beer be destroyed by Belgium Customs for infringement over its slogan of choice, the Champagne of beers. At the request of French trade organization tasked with protecting its national products and growers, the Comité Champagne, the American beers, were drained after sitting in a Belgian customs warehouse for 2 months, which meant they were just about right to drink.
Nothing
Miller
better than
High Life.
good old aged
Eau de
Miller High Life.
toilette.
I know, it's true. Miller High Life, which is owned by Molson Coors Beverage Company, is not currently exported to the European Union, and the order for more than 2,300 cans of the American beer was intercepted in Antwerp, Belgium in February on its way to Deutschland. In this image provided by Comité Champagne, cans of Miller High Life beer sit in a container after being crushed in the Westlandia plant in Yerpsbeldum Monday, April 17th. Oh, God, that's my brother's birthday, 2023. Belgian Customs have destroyed more than 2,000 cans of Miller High Life advertised by the Champagne beers at the request of houses and growers at the bubbly beverage Comité Champagne via AP, Comité Champagne via AP. Wow, that's a lot of...
That's a lot of.
It's a lot of.
That's
Yeah. They're not messing around, guys.
So when I hear the word Guardians, I always think of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of the galaxy.
But then you say Guardians of Champagne, and I'm like,
That's Karen on a weekend when there's some orange juice in the way of her,
yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna...
That's Cava. Let's be
true.
honest.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, we wouldn't waste
my
that on her.
mimosa.
Well played.
Yeah.
It's unclear who ordered the beer shipment, though France deemed the company's characterization of champagne as an affront to its prized sparkling wine. The buyer in Germany was apparently informed and did not contest the decision to destroy the beers. Boy, this is the worst version of Smokey and the Bandit ever.
Eastbound and down.
You guys are right. Just destroy the entire semi worth of Coors Banquet. Anyway, according to the Milwaukee-based beer company, the Miller Brewing Company, which was founded in the 1850s by German immigrant Friedrich Miller, began to use the slogan, the Champagne of beers, in 1906 after the Miller High Life became the company's flagship beer following its launch in 1903. The slogan was then changed to the Champagne of beers as opposed to Champagne of bottled beers in 1969. With its elegant, clear glass bottle and crisp taste, the Miller High Life has proudly worn the nickname the Champagne of beers for over 120 years, the Molson Coors Beverage Company said in a statement. Though it said it respects local restrictions surrounding the classification of champagne. In this image provided by Comité Champagne, a worker pours out the contents of cans of Miller High Life beer prior to them being crushed at the Westlandia plant in Yerpsbeldum Monday, April 17, 2023. Belgian Customs have destroyed more than 2,000 cans of Miller High Life.
So here's the most disturbing thing about that story to me, is they were sending it to Germany.
Rheingeizverbot.
Yeah.
Like, so somebody in Germany couldn't find enough good beer or beer.
Hey, look, little
in
Enos,
Germany.
little Enos was getting married, and Big Enos had to make sure that that champagne made it
That's true.
to Germany.
It's crazy though because they don't import. So somebody was doing that special order. That was a pure, like you said,
Yeah,
in the
somebody,
move. Like,
some
I
rich
want
dude
a pallet of Miller High Life in Germany, which is mind-boggling.
And the French, being French, we're like, whoa.
We're gonna jam up this whole situation just because.
Now here's the other thing, is like.
It is what they do best.
So they paid some dudes to just empty out the cans and do, and
they
then,
shredded the cans on video. Like they just wrecked all this stuff.
Right. But see, if it had been something that came into America, okay, they wouldn't have emptied out anything. They would have got Kid Rock or somebody to either run over it with a monster truck
Or shoot it with lots of
shoot it
things.
with shoot
An
it.
M16 or a rocket launcher or something like that, right? I mean, that's how that would have gone
They would
down.
have got that. What's that Bigfoot or that truck? Bigfoot? Yeah, they would have got
Swamp
Bigfoot to
H6.
come over and just smash the whole
Run right over
friggin'
it.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, way to go, France. Way to be French.
You had such an opportunity and
yeah.
you wasted it all.
I love that it was actually Belgium that had like they caught it in Belgium,
Right. Not,
so it's like
Like it was
The
an
French-
intermediary.
Yeah, the French were like, no, you have to, and it's going to Germany.
My
Not the first
side-
time that Belgium's been caught in the middle between those two countries.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Belgium's like, look.
Hey,
dude,
side piece, I need you to fix this for
Yeah.
me. Thanks.
I also like that they recycled the cans, but the beer was put in the sewer system.
it had to be put to sleep. there was no reclaiming it.
Crazy.
We don't even want it in the water.
Okay. Crazy. All right.
Good job.
Thank you for story time. Good boy, Sparky. Wow. Okay. So far, we've done well with our beers. I guess the original has been better, right?
So
Seems like
far, yeah.
Yeah.
First one I think we said was kind of a push, depending upon your situation.
Sure.
But
And the second one was
yeah.
a little bit more,
If you're stuck in a snowdrift,
right? Well, when we come back, we'll have some more beers to discuss. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for coming back with us. So today we're discussing is bigger.
I put some work into that, so we're gonna use it.
I'm sure you did, and
your finest work.
And thank you for feeding the ogre in the garage.
Look at the size of that thing.
What does he eat? Baby wolf?
So
you guys.
is bigger really better? So far, we've said that maybe not so much. Though our next offering, maybe our taste will change. Okay.
Too much information.
That's Reverend Mark.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
Reverend
amazing.
Mark. Yeah.
Aw, we love that
See,
guy.
he's always with
the
us.
best.
Yeah.
Okay. And so for those of you just tuning in, we have taken a brewery that may have a style and then a double style of something. We have them in paper bags, so we don't know what we're tasting.
Only the finest.
Only the finest
Only
paper
the
bags.
best for you guys.
Yes.
I just want to clarify that we're all drinking out of paper sacks with this. We've just been passing around a bunch of bottles and cans with paper sacks.
Yes.
Clap your hands.
So
Good thing my cold sore's healed up.
Not for much longer.
Is that what that is?
So anyways, we have two versions of
This.
C now. And so let's talk about C. What do we think about C?
Which one do you think is bigger?
I think 2 is the bigger one and 1 is the smaller one.
Sorry. He said smaller.
These two are closer
They are
than
closer.
the first two we've had. The aroma, the color, to me, even the mouthfeel is very similar. And I'm having a hard time determining which
Oh,
is
no,
which is
don't
which.
say that.
Really? Yeah. Well, hang on. I'm going to keep
Kendall,
working
you're
on it.
our touchstone. You're the magic mouth.
If Kendall doesn't know what's going on, then what hope is
I think
there?
I think two's big.
Yeah,
I think-
two's a little bigger, but
Yes.
it doesn't seem like by much.
Yeah, I would agree with you that 2 is slightly bigger,
Yes,
but these
got
are
it.
very
Really
close.
close.
Super close.
So I have to tell you in advance, like this is the first pairing where I've only had one of them before, so I don't know.
2 is definitely the heavier one. 2 is
I
unquestionably.
feel like there's more hops.
In the second one?
Yeah.
For no question, but it's definitely
also
boozier.
creamier too.
That actually raises a question again. Maybe we covered this earlier and I just wasn't paying attention.
This is a fine line,
Yeah,
guys.
I think one is pretty creamy in itself.
When you say what's double, triple, are we talking booze or are we talking hops? Or is you
that
have
both?
Yeah, can you have
This
more
one's
hops,
going.
less
This one's
booze?
going to be controversial.
Well,
I'm pretty
usually
sure.
when a double and triple, you are dealing with more booze and hops typically.
I mean, don't you?
I mean, just in how like how it works, like yeah.
But don't you almost have to? Because if you're adding more malt
Correct.
Yeah.
to be able to increase your
Offset,
ABV,
You're
then
gonna
you're
have
going
to
to
add the
have
hops.
to have more hops.
Right.
Could you
In some
do like
capacity.
corn syrup or something and get away with that?
No.
Ugh.
No.
Rice
You
maybe.
could put some sugar in there and
Okay,
just
just
bump
straight
up the alcohol,
sugar.
but even
Yeah.
that you're going to get
But
some.
you're going to have to offset
Yeah.
with the hops
With the
to kind
more
of balance
hop.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still gonna
for
need
sure.
more.
Otherwise
Yeah,
you're
it would
just
still be
drinking-
unbalanced.
No question.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like 2 is just it's got a
so
little
they're
more
tied together.
residual sweetness to it. Just
Yeah, the
a
first
touch.
one, the way it finishes on your palate, especially the mid palate, it's absolutely the lighter ABV
It's a
one.
little more dry.
Yeah, for sure.
It's-
And then you get more of the sweetness, which is a characterization of the higher ABV doubles and triples.
But I like both.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is one where
Okay,
The
Go ahead.
cuvee is
I
great.
agree with you. This is one of those things where I could go either way,
Yeah.
which is scary because
heard
you're
that
probably
about
going to
you.
tell me one of them's like 12% and one's 5%.
They're
All right.
so similar in so many
cool.
ways.
So the tension is killing me. All right.
is the tension killing you?
Yes, I'm dead.
Are you dying? Oh.
Yes. Maybe I'm undead. Oh, I didn't give something away, did I? Okay.
There he is.
So okay. So which one?
Which one do we like
definitively,
better?
Which one do you like better?
Do I have to choose?
Make a choice.
I know, right?
I'm very split between.
If you choose not to decide, you still
You have made a choice.
I think
see what
I
you
think I
did
like
there.
number 1, C1.
Okay. All right. Kendall's going C1. Sparky. Say it.
I'm with
like
him.
number 2.
Okay. So
But-
Sparky.
but I wanna
It's
be clear.
You don't have to agree with Kendall just because he knows more about beer than we do.
He does.
Ooh.
Ouch. But no, like I'm very split between these two.
I'm with you.
I'm
I've
like,
got your
it's
back.
very,
I've
like-
got your back. Because
it's
like,
not,
okay, can
it's
I just-
not 100%.
I just want to frame this. If I was just going out to drink a bunch of beers, I would go with number 1. If I wanted to pair with some food, I would go with number 2 in a heartbeat.
All right, that's fair.
That's what
That's
makes
fair.
the decision for me as
Yeah.
well.
All right, Drew, where are you going?
I'm number 2 as well because I generally look
Okay.
at beers in a situational context. What am I having for dinner?
I'm
What
going.
am I doing?
I think I'm going number 1. Number 2 is, it's really good, but it's a little.
Are we-
I don't know.
are we
there's-
tied?
it just gets a little uneven with me with that one. It's not quite as in sync. You know,
Are we
or
tied?
other boy bands.
right
we
now
tied?
you guys are tied
So-
and I'm the tiebreaker.
Which is great in
And-
that the beer is so close, you
It's
know,
very
and now
Right.
we are all tied.
Yeah.
And
We
I'm
haven't experienced
honestly going with number 2 because I like that extra creaminess and whatever.
We'll just edit him out later.
But he's dying a slow death later. No, I'm just kidding. But
It'll be quick.
no, I like number 2. Yes, I feel a little bit more alcohol, so I have a feeling that this is the higher of the 2. But I love the flavor of it a little bit more. And I still feel like it's balanced.
As it's warmed up a little, you get a little more alcohol. You start. that
Yeah,
starts
you
to come
do.
through.
But initially, I really wasn't feeling that, and I just felt like there was a little bit more balance, and I like the hops. Okay, so there's that. What are we going to rate number 1? 4-ish, 4, and then
Totally
number
overrated.
2,
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Again,
It's
really
it's
neck and
just
neck.
like Group A.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's like Group A, but it's not quite Group A. So this is Indiana right here.
Gary, Indiana,
Munster.
Gary.
No,
Yeah.
a little further south.
So this is okay. C1 was 6.5%, and C2 was 8.5%. But I really didn't feel like too much out of the realm. And this is zombie dust and zombie ice.
Ooh, the new one.
Zombie.
So have you guys?
Zombie ice. You're serious? That's
I love
amazing.
that there's a zombie ice.
The
That's
colors.
so amazing.
Oh, they're
yeah.
getting
Have you
so
guys
good in the
had
season
zombie
design.
ice before?
No, that's
I
great.
picked up a fresh 6-pack a few weeks ago, and last week I made some chicken quesadillas, and I'll tell you, it does go really well with food, especially Mexican
nice.
food.
Nice.
So I have really enjoyed the 6-pack of zombie ice I got, but I'm probably still more of a zombie dust guy.
Yeah,
Sure.
same.
Now, a difference between this and the last two that we had is the other two were very mosaic heavy, and this one is very citrus heavy, or citra heavy. But still, I mean, God, I remember when having zombie dust for the
From
first
the
time.
beginning, yeah, for sure.
And just being like, yeah.
Mind blown.
This is, well, right, exactly. Mine was blown and it's classy. But I gotta say, the ice, yeah, I'm gonna be picking up more of this.
You know, one of
It's
the
a
really
great
cool
label.
things is that these pictures on the cans were taken from Dark Lord Day. They were actually all
Like fan
they
art?
weren't.
No.
God, and remember Dark Lord
I
Day?
think
That was a thing.
Remember when zombie dust was impossible to find, and you felt
Yes.
very lucky if you just got a little
And
bit?
now it's at Kroger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say they really missed out. They should have released this back, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ice
especially with
dragons,
zombie ice.
Well, the
yeah.
zombie ice can really does.
It
look
totally looks like
the
Game
night-
of Thrones, yes.
the night Nightwalkers, whatever they were.
Something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
The Night King.
Yeah, the blue eyes.
Totally.
But
Okay, so
And they wrecked that series.
well, this has been great so far because we've had two that have been like the lower one, and then this one, it's been neck and neck. But how will we feel about this last one?
I think there's some foreshadowing going on here.
Could be
It's almost like a dramatic pause.
me. Dramatic pauses. What are you talking about?
What? That's crazy.
Well, let's hold off on that one until we know if we need. All right, fine, whatever.
Okay, so first thoughts on what we may think this is.
Oh, I don't.
I think it's a
off the
beer.
nose?
I mean, in terms of
no
like
idea.
if it's a pale, if it's an IPA, and
This last
Hey,
one
look
is.
at that.
You're
Oh, wait, what?
What?
I guarantee you guys have probably had at least one of these.
sure.
What's happening right now? Wait, there's
We're,
another.
we're getting
there's-
we're getting a D3.
There's a
Oh,
There's a
dealer's
D3.
choice.
no, I
No,
already
there's a
have,
D3.
oh, God damn it. Sorry. Okay.
Hello, post production. Please edit that out.
Look,
There we go.
I'm Jewish and I ask God for a favor. That's fixing
Okay,
everything.
everyone got 3? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm throwing a little curve on this one. I know there's a slight color difference, sure.
Slight.
But it's all by the same brewery. And it's the same kind of beer.
I mean, you got like a
Same
copper
vein.
and a a gold corn and something in the middle.
I would call that yellow, gold, and copper.
And
All that
that's-
glitters is not gold.
But some of it is yellow gold.
Well, okay, so
Oh, wow.
What is
Rose gold?
rose gold anyway?
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
okay, so what do we think of D1 just in itself?
I mean,
Seems kind of
Oh, that's kind of
light.
skunky.
Okay.
I like it.
And now
But,
let's go to D2.
Is this when we roll for initiative?
That one seems bigger.
Oh,
Okay.
A
big
little
time.
more body, a little more alcohol there.
Still also skunky.
Interesting. And then D3.
And now for something completely
mean-
different.
Champagne and
Well-
beers.
Well, right. I mean, it is, I think it's safe to say that it might be lighter.
it's
But-
almost non-existent.
I just
When you
Isn't
taste
that
it,
funny?
when you taste it next to the other two,
well, you taste it in that order. If you do 3, 1, 2. No, never mind. Sorry, I was looking.
Okay, so one of them, I think it's safe to say that the third one, that I just poured is smaller. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
that
for
one
sure.
That one is 5.5% ABV.
Okay.
And then out of the other two that are left, one of them is 6.7% ABV and the other one is 9.
Holy
12%
smokes.
Right.
ABV.
So,
Is it a
right.
50% increase?
So 6.7 to 9.
I'm thinking
The question
D2,
is
I think D2 is the bigger one, the 9. It's got a lot of flavor though. It's got a nice hop punch to really back up that sweetness.
It to me is the most complete beer in this grouping.
in the grouping. Sure.
I think D1 might be.
Boozier?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I poured them out of order.
Well, that would be an important.
That would be an
No,
important thing.
but-
Now Drew's messing with my mind because
Yeah.
No,
You
because-
really are. Like, hold on.
No. I feel like similar. Like I'm feeling that I'm tasting more
Let it warm up in
hop
your hand for a second
flavor
too, you know.
in D2,
This is not that kind of sugar.
and I'm tasting
yeah.
more of dankishness in D1.
Is there oh.
Yeah, I really feel D1 is more boozy based off of.
The power of suggestion and BB.
The power of suggestion. Yeah.
Drew's evil Jedi mind tricks.
yeah, I didn't get it when it was cold, but
Now that it's warming up a
I'm
little.
letting them warm up a bit.
I'm just pouring a cuvee. I don't even care.
I did that with the last one, and it was absolutely delicious. Zombie dust and zombie ice. Is that?
I'm just glad there's a zombie ice. I'm just gonna
I am
say
We're
too.
going to call it zombie dice.
And knowing what I know of that area of Indiana, having spent a number of years living and working in that region, I am so it fits. I love it.
they need that.
Yeah, that's great.
If the zombie apocalypse happens, that's where it'll start.
Kind of love they
You
went
know
with the
you-
name Zombie Ice. That's really funny.
I know, and the
It's
can
great.
is like completely
great.
different, and it's a different vibe, though it's similar. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great marketing.
Back
Sorry.
to this group.
So-
Back to this group. Okay. What do we think of? So clearly, the third one is the lightest one of the bunch.
Clearly,
Would you drink that?
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
After just drinking
Okay.
it, would you
And
drink
what would you rate that one in the grand scheme of things? A 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
A 3.
It's
Okay, good.
Good summer beer. Hot, very hot
Right.
lawnmower.
I mean,
Love that
very
after a
light,
lawnmower, yeah.
little citrus. Like you
Yeah.
can
Okay.
you
Nothing
can
wrong
crush
with
a
it.
few of these,
Well,
right?
okay. So real quick though, like, what if you were ranking these in order of preference? 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3. How would you do it? Real quick.
2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3. Yeah.
I would be 1, 2, 3. And
Okay.
you're right. As it warms up, one's getting better.
Okay.
Okay.
Sparky,
I don't know.
do it.
There's-
Say something.
544.
That's
Okay.
fair. Okay.
All right. So for those of us that like 2,
Yeah.
what are we rating 2? 4. Okay. And for those of us that are rating 3, or rating 1,
That's 4.
that's 4 too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think 3 was the weak link.
Okay. So these are from Highwire.
Oh.
So 1 was double pitch.
That's
2 was high
High
pitch,
pitch.
and 3 was low pitch,
which is a
not had this.
hazy offshoot.
Not had in a while. This
Wow.
is really good.
right?
Double and regular are really, really similar.
They
Probably
really
the
are.
closest of
They
any
are.
of these.
Yeah,
They are.
The low pitch is it just kind of
Right. But I mean, if you
not bad.
wanted something that's low ABV,
Long-
it's actually
Long
decent.
ball game.
Yeah.
you know.
They're all nice beers.
So this
that-
is, I mean, I think this is a great episode because
that was fun.
Yeah,
know?
you come in with a lot of assumptions and then you
right,
know.
and then it's completely different. Okay, well that's gonna do it for today. This was kind of cool. Go to Boy Kendall. Thanks for being here.
It was my pleasure.
Please tell us about your blog.
My wife and I blog about good news of good beer at beermakes3.com. Follow us as we hit all the breweries in Tennessee at bm3.beer.
That's right.
Woohoo! Go to Boy Sparky.
I killed a man and should probably lay low for a while, but until then,
Thanks for
I
being
look
here.
forward to the next episode.
Go to Boy Drew.
Thanks for having me.
Go to Boy Dave.
Hey, thanks for having me too.
Thank you for joining us. Keep on chuggling and catch you next time.
One last time. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap
Tap it in.
the subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone. Play podcast Sip Suds and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands,
millions, and millions
of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip Suds and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.